Welcome to the Shootin The Que podcast, presented by Heath Riles Barbecue, with tips, tricks, and an inside look with some of the top pitmasters in the game. Now here's your host, Heath Riles.
Welcome back to another episode of Shootin The Que. Today, I'm joining my lovely co-host, Miss Candace Riles. How are you doing today, honey?
I'm good.
Well, I'm sure you're still tired of like me, right?
It's getting better. I mean, we had a lot. We had Memphis in May. That's finally over.
Got a little sick after Memphis.
Good. Yeah, we did. We were all sick in our house for
Well,
a
the
minute.
baby was sick.
Yeah. And then Memorial Day, we did the big Memorial Day giveaway, the drum.
Hey, and by the way, congrats to Mr. David Groves from Illinois for actually registering to win our custom gateway drum. And it was just an email sign up we done, and wow, it was kind of crazy.
It was a QR code that they scanned, right?
Did.
And then went and signed up.
And I don't know if he just signed up random off of Facebook or signed up at one of the events we were at.
So we had something out at Springfest and Memphis in May.
And so it yeah, pretty crazy. That was a good contest, and maybe we'll do it again next year. You know,
Yeah.
But talking about contests, we got Hot Grill Summer coming up.
Yep. Again.
Did
Did
but
it last year. Bigger and better this time.
bigger and better. Over $20,000 worth of prizes, and which is pretty incredible to say the least. It kicks off first day is June the 20th, and of course that week for everybody that don't know, we have a different theme every week, and it's just user-generated content. You submit your photos via whatever social platform, and we kind of, whatever we're giving away that week, that company is going to pick the winner. So, which is kind of really cool. So the first week is apps and cocktails and desserts. So kind of really cool. I know last year somebody done a smoked apple pie, which is really cool, with some apple rub in it.
I remember.
What else was there?
So they're supposed to use your products in the contest
Yes.
too.
Yeah, you have to use our products in the contest. But it went very well. But so this year last year we only give away one grill at the end, right?
Yeah.
And we had so much participation that I was like, I need to do this on a different scale. And so I really got to thinking, and we cook on a lot of different grills and support a lot of different companies. And I'm friends with so many people we are throughout the barbecue world that we kind of put together a contest, and with overwhelming support, we had so many companies kind of throw in products, which special thanks to Masterbuilt, PK Grills, RC Ranch for some Wagyu beef, Outlaw Barbecue Smokers, Grill Grates, Gateway Drum Smokers, Hasty Bake, Sprecher Mountain Farms, Smoking Brothers Pellet Grills, Meadow Creek Barbecue Supply, Tribal Fire Grills, Cordy Meat Processing, Marble Ridge Farms, Mr. Brisket, S&S Grills, of course, Prairie Fresh and the Butcher Shop, which has been great to me all these years, Rec Tech, Roll Oak Charcoal, and Traeger. And like I said, that's going to kick off next Thursday, and should be an incredible, honestly, several weeks. The contest run total of 12 weeks, so it's going to be.
So they basically submit their pictures and just tag Hot Grill Summer 24.
That's it. Hot Grill Summer 24, Heath Riles Barbecue, and it'll be captured and it'll be seen, which is pretty cool. And so if you think you cooked the prettiest steak, we have a week that's all-American. You pick whatever you want, which is the July the 4th week. I know everybody's going to be cooking a large spread that week. So
hot dogs. How pretty
dogs.
can you make a hot dog?
You know what? You remember when me and Malcom cooked all those hot dogs and dolled them up? You remember that?
I do. That was what was that
Something
for?
for Royal Oak. I
do remember that.
Maybe it was a kickoff of baseball.
I do remember that. That was a few years ago.
So we're doing ribs also, which is great. I can't wait to see some beautiful rib pictures. Chicken wings, sandwiches, pork in any way you want to do it, brisket, burgers, and that's going to get really creative, I feel like. Chefs are cook's choice, so whatever or whoever is cooking, you can cook whatever you want. And then on week 11 and week 12, which are 2 big weeks, I'm going to call them the reserve grand champion and grand champion. We're kind of going to leave it up to the ultimate grilling feast. And what I mean by that, anything that can be grilled. And so people really need to, and so that's kind of hot and fast, right? Burgers, steaks, all that kind of stuff, sides, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then that goes into the very last week, which will be the ultimate barbecue feast. So that could be everything from throwing a block party to feed a neighborhood to, there's so many different things you could do. Donate, cooking a array of food, feed a bunch of people. Just throw an ultimate barbecue feast party for your friends or somebody that needs it or something.
Somebody that needs it. Everybody needs it.
Everybody needs a good barbecue. And so who knows? There might be, we've got some other stuff in the works, some other contests for later on and some for next year that's going to be pretty shocking to people. It's going to get real good before it's over.
So what made you want to do this contest?
I just really feel like getting out during the summer and giving everybody, something to look forward to. And there's a lot of people out there that want different kinds of grills, or maybe they're scared to pull the trigger on them, or see us cooking on something. They don't have that. And so giving away some of these grills and types of grills, it's just, I don't know. I think it's really cool to be able to put that in somebody's backyard. You know what I mean? And
I always say I feel like you graduate through grills.
You do.
You start with one thing and then you master that and then kind of have what you want in your mind that you've always kind of been hesitant of.
How many grills is enough?
2 to 3 for a realistic person, I feel like. But at our household, that's not the case.
You said 2 degree. Am I saying grills, or is that like cooking devices?
Well, I feel like so that has grown so much in the past however long, because going back to when we were kids, you had one grill at home, if you had that.
Maybe 2.
We had one. I feel like the most common household had one grill.
Well, we had a charcoal grill, and then we had a gas grill. We had 2.
I guess we mostly had a gas grill. And then I remember when electric grills came out that you could plug in.
Your dad still had one when we were dating.
I liked that thing. That was pretty cool. It's basically like a big George Foreman, I guess.
Well, when we were living in an apartment, he loaned it to me, brought it over because I smoked some cheese on it and stuff with some wood chips. I remember that. But yeah, doing a type of contest like that, really just trying to give away the type of grills that we cook on and companies we support, and it's all about people using our products, and so, which is great, and it just it's really cool to give back to the fans that's already supporting us.
Yeah,
they're already cooking with our products, so all they have to do is take a picture of it and upload it, and they have a chance to win a grill. Which that's not a bad deal if you're already cooking at home.
True. So do you think this contest will continue to grow each year? Will we keep doing it?
I would like to see it continue to grow. Yeah. Yes, I would. Who knows what it would turn into? Before Elvis died, he was giving away cars. I always said I'd love to buy somebody a pink Cadillac, but we're not going to buy a pink Cadillac.
Could it be a Cadillac Escalade? If so, you could buy that for me.
No, we're gonna get somebody the barbecue rig.
You're gonna get like a Mary Kay car for somebody.
No,
get a Heath Riles car for somebody.
No, it's gonna be a really cool backyard barbecue rig. That's what we need to do eventually. I think that'd be pretty cool to give that away.
It's overwhelming for some people.
I mean, let's ask the fans what do they think?
Yeah, I'm excited about week 1. I feel like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like all of these things, but who doesn't like appetizers, cocktails, and desserts? That's like the 3 best things in one.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that like some of our glazes are our glazes.
Don't give them ideas. No, I'm joking.
Well, I
know what you're about to say.
You can be used in so many cocktails as a simple syrup. You can spice things up.
Yeah.
Let's face it, spicy margaritas these days are a thing. All kind of different jalapeno cocktails.
True.
And Bloody Marys. There's so many different twists you can put on things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to get interesting for sure.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things you could do. And I'm curious to see. I haven't seen a lot of dessert stuff used with every once in a while somebody will come up with a dessert with our products, but not often.
Well, we've seen the apple pie, but the glazes also can be really unique for desserts, I feel like. Because
I agree.
I've glazed a lot of different stuff and mixed it in, and it's basically an amped up, heavy duty simple syrup, I guess.
I agree. And something I used to make it all the time, but since you can't really eat nuts, I don't make it. But I feel like you could make a pretty awesome brittle out of them if you really know what you're doing.
I've not thought about that. That would be pretty
You're welcome.
Cool. I'm going to tell Slade to make some brittle.
Yeah.
He's a brittle king right now.
What kind of brittle is it that he makes?
He makes a coconut pecan one, too. It is so good.
He has nothing against him. I'm just not a coconut fan.
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
Wow.
Well, you know, after talking about giveaways and where we're going to be and everything else, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be up in New Holland, Pennsylvania on June the 22nd at Meadow Creek Barbecue Supply.
Yeah, I'm excited. I haven't been to Pennsylvania in a long time. Have you ever? Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I've been to Pennsylvania once and went up there to Bob's place, and we've done some filming together and different things. But I am looking forward to go having a cheesesteak there for the Philly fans.
Let's piss the world off again.
You know, learn how I can come home and create a better cheesesteak. So
your own version.
Yeah, my own version.
To make the world
cheesesteak
angry.
So who knows? Maybe I'll do chopped filet this time instead of ribeye.
Oh gosh, how many? It's gonna be like when we go to Texas. You're gonna make me go to all these cheesesteak places probably and be miserable.
No, you talking about when I make you go all the Texas barbecue joints?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
you can
just
only
eat
so much in one day.
I know, but I mean, how many cheesesteaks can you have in a day?
I mean, two's good for me, and I just need a couple bites. I don't want a whole cheesesteak.
Well, that's like me. I couldn't eat a whole sandwich, but I'd like to try different ones. So we'll see how that happens. Yeah. But talking about the Meadow Creek Barbecue Supply event, you know, they're going to be handing out rib samples, and we're cooking the same recipe that we did at Memphis in May. Yeah. And so for anybody up around that area that wants to come out on that June the 22nd, please go to Meadow Creek Barbecue's website and see all the information about it. And it's going to be a great event. Me and Candace can't wait to see everybody. And I can't wait to get up in the middle of a beautiful, beautiful countryside up that way.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that this event is a pretty big event for the town and that lots of people come out, or they have in the past. So
you know it's really going to be really good food up that way.
I mean, I feel like we find good food most places we go.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm on the quest for, is good food. What else are we doing? I mean, that's what I'm searching out food. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Give me inspiration. That's what I'm looking for. But after that, I come home from that, and I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna go deep sea fishing down at Orange Beach with some friends of mine. So
hopefully the weather cooperates.
I really hope the weather is good too. You know, I've had some good trips and some bad trips down there on the coast.
I think this time it sounds like you'll be on probably a bigger boat than you've been on in the past.
Yeah, we usually fish off about I think it's about a 36-foot boat or something like that, maybe a 38. And I think this time we're fishing on like almost a 70-foot boat.
Oh, this is like double.
Yeah, it holds a lot more people, which I think it's about 10 of us going. So
yeah,
be a good time. So
I'm anxious to see if y'all actually make it fishing 2 days in a row like you're supposed to.
You know, the first day I don't think I'm concerned about the first day.
Yeah, not the first day, but
the second day, I mean, you know, I've had to pull out of a couple second dayers myself. I've seen me and Malcom have to pull out of a second dayer. It happened.
But that was because the weather was so bad that time, right?
And me and him just really want to go eat some crab legs and drink cold beer all day. And that's what we did.
Well, I found this house for y'all to rent there, so you better enjoy it.
I know you found us a really unique Airbnb.
Really kind of irritates me to go booking these elaborate things that I don't get to attend, but that's okay.
Well, the best thing is, so I think one of the guys going with us has his own boat at Venice, and he's going to be at Venice, and he's going to bring his boat over, I think, now, because we can dock it, you know, in the back. We have our own dock. in the waterway.
I think the house does have that.
So that way we can go to dinner on the boat.
Is his boat big enough for everybody too?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well,
Yeah, he's got a sport fish.
So basically, you're going with all your childhood friends.
Yeah,
like,
all my childhood friends.
that
Yeah.
you've known for years.
A lot of people own their own businesses and things like
You're
that.
all
Or either
old now.
Been at their jobs 20 years already.
Y'all are all old.
You know, well, I mean, we're getting there. I mean, you know, we're sure not 18.
Who do you think can
21.
outdrink everybody? I have a guess. I want to know who you think, because you've hung out with these people for so long, but I just feel like one person comes to mind. But
I'm going to have to go with Evan.
and that's exactly who I was thinking.
But I'm gonna
But that's
tell
on
you,
beer, right?
I'm going to tell you, Chad's not going to be far behind him now. I got to take faith in my boy, Johnson. I mean, they can hold their own. They can hold their own. We know Michael White can't drink.
One of them had a drink. When we went to dinner the last time,
Yeah.
a drink, and then said he couldn't have any more.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but he was like, "Yeah, I don't need another one."
Yeah. Yeah. That bourbon will get you sometimes. Well, talking about season 3 this season on the podcast here, you know, moving on, we have had some really good moments and some really, really good guests on all season.
Yeah.
And we kind of kicked that off with Bob and Mo in town for our Christmas party. And that was a really good one there.
Mo really set the bar.
Yeah, he did, for sure. He thought we were going to cut everything out of that podcast, but it did not get cut out.
I mean, I don't think. Surely he knew it wasn't really going to get cut out.
We love Mo. He's a good friend of ours, and he's so funny. It's for sure. And we're going to see him. We might see him when we go to Philly. I think we may meet up for some lunch or something. Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about
We're up
Mo.
there
I
in
was like,
Philly.
oh, okay.
Well, after that, we had our good friend Chandler Brewer on, former Super Bowl champion, all that. He's been traded now over to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
But I met him duck hunting years ago and kind of kept in touch through social media and things
Wasn't
like that.
long ago.
I know. Well, several years ago.
He's only
now.
like, what, early 20s. He's not even that old.
He's a great guy. He is. He's great. That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and his wife had their baby that
They
we talked
did.
about was coming soon on that podcast.
He did. And then we had our good buddy Justin of Stalekracker on. Oh, that dude is a character, is he not?
He's something. I mean, he is, but he's
real. Everybody
I mean,
thinks he's like putting on a show all the time. No, he really talks like
Yeah.
that. I mean, he's country as cornbread for sure.
I think that in that instance, it's just considered Cajun.
Well, Cajun.
I don't know if country qualifies.
You know, one thing's for sure. He's been on the podcast with us, and we've hung out at different events with him.
Yeah.
And there is not a doubt, though, that he's there to have fun.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean? And that's kind of like me. I'm not going to go to an event if I can't have fun. I have gotten in trouble trying to have too much fun at some of these events. You know, but not bad. But all good stuff. And then, of course, we've had Big Jake on a couple times, Barbecue with Big Jake.
Yeah.
He's become a friend with us and has cooked Memphis in May with us and went to Cape Girardeau with us, and I'm sure he'll go again. I think he may have his own team there next year.
Yeah.
Talking about it. If not, he'll be cooking with us. Great guy, though. Great guy.
He's got his products out now.
He does.
We talked about that.
He does. And we've been selling some of those, too. They're available on our website and all that. And then we had our good buddy Tuffy Stone on. And, God, I wish we should have went longer with that podcast. We had to go that day, and I think we cut it off at an hour.
He did too, I think.
He did. He had to catch a flight back. And
I feel like Tuffy's one of the most interesting people that you can just sit and talk with, and time just goes by and you don't even realize it.
he's just such an interesting character, and he's so gentle in his voice, and he's so just easygoing. You know, you really don't see him get frustrated a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't. He keeps his calm 110%. And that's what makes him, as a Marine and a chef, though, great.
Yeah.
Very disciplined when it comes to that. And then we had our good buddy. You had to miss that. I think Collins was
I don't
was
know.
at home or you were babysitting that day, and our good friend James Cruse,
Yeah.
who's
I don't babysit my own kid, by the way. But anyways, back to that.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You were at home watching Collins because the babysitter was off. We had our good friend James Cruse on, who's also a fellow multi-winner rib champ.
Memphis and May rib.
Memphis and May
champion.
world rib champion himself, and who is a heck of a cook and has a great rib. And he's got a great product line too. His what is that rub? It's his Chop House rub is really good. I cooked with it the other day. I don't think he realized it, but it was good.
You
Really
always
good.
cook with different rubs. I probably don't even know
Yeah, I'm
half the
always
time.
playing with something. But after that, we had our good friends the McLemore Boys back on, and those guys are something else. We met them in Key West, and
We had them on twice, actually.
yeah, we've had them on twice. They're something else. They just launched a new cookbook, but they're on Fox and Friends just every Friday, and
I think we'll see them later this summer.
we will. We'll
again.
see them in August again. A lot of our good friends again. And then we had Malcom and Rachelle on, and which I think we kind of lost track of time of that podcast too. It could have went on for a while.
That's another
longer.
one that could have gone on
And,
for a while, yeah.
Yeah, it was time for both of us to get up and go. But, Malcolm and Rachelle's been very instrumental in our early days of getting started, of helping me and helping me get all my websites set up and things like that. Couldn't have done it without them, for sure.
Yeah.
Rachelle's very talented when it comes to a lot of things.
Yeah, and then we talked about the squirrel cook-off with Malcolm and him getting to judge that.
I think him and Mark and Jamie and Mikey's really getting a lot into the buck junkie thing. They've kind of started an
The hunting
outdoor side,
yeah.
which is very cool. We all grew up hunting.
I feel like
fishing,
it's something they've always been into, but they're just kind of letting
now
the
film
world
it.
see
Yeah.
it. Like it's something
right.
they've all done their
That's
whole
right.
lives.
That's right.
So,
Well, it won't be long. I think I'll probably have maybe this fall, early this winter before deer season. We'll probably have them up to our place when we're finished with it and have a good dinner or something one night with them. Then we had our good friend Randal Bowman on, and man, he's had a lot going on lately. Going through cancer and stuff. So if everybody could keep Randal in your prayers and all that, he's a heck of a fighter. I think he's home now recovering from surgery he had. But Randal, we love you, buddy. Thank you for everything you've done for us, and I want you to know that we're all praying for you in the barbecue community. Then we had our good friend Anwar on from Robinson Smokehouse, who is such a character.
talked about cooking burgers in his dorm room is how he kind of got started in cooking.
He's like me. He's an entrepreneur at heart for sure. He's a hustler and Bourbon King, Memphis Bourbon King's what I'm going to call him. He's undercover.
Oh, not now that you exposed him.
Well, it's not like I know that many people. He done very good at Smoke Slam, by the way.
He did.
Done
What did he
very,
get?
very
Like
good.
a 5th place rib or something?
Yeah.
I believe was one of his better calls.
Yeah. Then the week of Springfest, we had several of our barbecue teams come in, from Optimus Swine, John and Jason Wade, to JP and Colleen from Bourbon and Blues, and several other sponsor teams, but they come in for some podcasts, and also Wes Garrett, which that episode will be up and coming soon. Trying to get it edited now, politically incorrect. Let me say that wrong, right? And kind of got a little tongue tied there, didn't I? And then we done some Memphis and May interviews because we kind of rolled into Memphis,
Well, Memphis and May / Smoke Slam. We had Millsy on that kind of represented Smoke Slam, and then we had Mac Weaver with Memphis and May, kind of just to talk about both contests because, again, they both happen here same time.
I know, and I and now it's been announced that they're both the same weekend again
next year.
And I can honestly go on record. It's kind of disappointing that Smoke Slam is not honestly trying to be the bigger. I don't want to say bigger because I don't really know the word I'm looking for here, but it's kind of crappy that they're going against the World Championship on that same weekend.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have biased opinions why, and I don't know anybody really at Smoke Slam besides Melzy, and I know she didn't have anything to do with that. I just wish they wasn't on the same weekends. It don't do the barbecue community justice is all I'm trying to mean by that. It's nothing negative to any event.
It makes you divide, basically.
That's right. It makes you divide, and
choose.
And people don't want to divide. When you see it online, people does not want that, and you should respect the people. And both events could do better if they would change the dates. And if the championship's been on that weekend every year for 46 years, going on 47, then you need to respect that as the little dog on the porch. No matter how much money you give away, you'd never be the world championship. Not as long as the world championship's going on. Not in everybody's eyes. You can't get away from that. But that's politics, and we're not involved with that. We just got to cook and going about our rat killing. I really hate that they just on the same weekend. And kind of wrapping up the season 3 for us, we had our good friend Mitch Benjamin on, and we've been trying to meet Mitch to come on the show for really since school started, because his daughter goes to school at Oxford. Yeah. And so he's been back and forth between moving her and being up for ball games, but we've been out of town traveling events and just really couldn't catch till he was moving his daughter out of school.
Yeah.
And so we were lucky that we got that done. And, he gave us some of his dry glazes. And I've cooked with the rosemary one, and I liked it.
Yeah.
It was really good on some chicken.
I mean, I feel like I like almost anything rosemary anyways.
It was really, really good, though, I thought. Really good. Is there anybody you would like to see next season come on?
So the other day you mentioned to me to start making a list of like my guests of my wish list. So yeah, I did start making my list. I don't know if you want me to just say their names because I don't know if it's going to happen. But
well, I mean, who you think that would come in?
Well, I mean, some of them wouldn't. We probably wouldn't be able to get in studio for sure. But I mean, of course, I'd like to get Pat Burke on here because I know you've always looked up to him, and he kind of paved the way for you and a lot of people in barbecue. And I feel like an interesting person that I've really never just got to have a conversation with, but I say he's interesting. It's not like I know that much, but I'd like to have Billy Durney on. I'd really like to talk to him. I just feel like he's a cool guy, got some really cool restaurants that I haven't had the pleasure of going to yet, but hope to one day. Kind of met his wife a long time ago at Memphis in May, and her and I follow each other on Instagram, and so I just kind of see stuff every once in a while. I don't talk to her regularly or anything like that, but I'd really like to talk to him. I think he's got a lot of interesting things, and I'd like to talk to Travis Clark. And there's some others on my list too. But
yeah, I think we're going to have to do some mobile podcasting coming up. I think at Key West we might get a chance to sit down with a few people. And so hoping we get a chance to
Max the meat guy's on my list too.
Max the meat guy, and I hope we get to sit down with Matt Pittman.
Yeah,
I know we've been trying to do that a couple of times at events, and me and him both has been so swamped when we've been at an event we could not make that happen. And it's just kind of hard because try to do as much as you can when you're at those events like that. And I've got to get Will Hare and Katie on, and I know we were supposed to do that coming up, and they just won Smoke Slam, won $90,000. We'd like to talk to Will about that. Will's had a lot of success in barbecue. They have, and he has come milestones from where he was years ago. I remember they bought a cooker off me many, many moons ago, and now he's considered probably one of the top hog cooks in the country, in my opinion. And the NBN's got several good hog cooks. I just wish they had more, but wish we had it like Memphis Mayor Smoke Slam every weekend, with the amount of teams. But cooking whole hog is definitely an art and a craft.
Well, you got the Big Georgia contest too. They always draw a lot.
Yeah, the pig jig. I've won that thing twice, and I would really like to go back again one of these days. Who knows?
Burton Young, I cannot answer your call.
Well, hey, you know what? I need to talk to Burton myself. Maybe we need to answer that live here. There's a few more things to talk about here. I guess we've got some announcements to make. I guess we've got some product going out. We just landed in all the Krogers nationwide. So we have garlic jalapeno rub, garlic butter, and competition. And I think just about all the Krogers across the country. And also some of their other 11 banner stores, including Fry's and Maggiano's and several others I can't even think of the whole list, I'd have to go get off my desk. But those are steady being filtered in stores now, so that should be really good. We also have hit the outdoor section at Walmart with competition rub and honey chipotle, simple citrus, and everyday. And so also simple citrus is one of my favorites, by the way.
I feel like you use it a lot.
And on June the 17th, rubs will be dropping in display in Publix, in about 900 Publix, so down in Florida. So be on the lookout for Publix.
Just in Florida?
Do what?
Just in Florida?
Florida, and I haven't really got the store list. I just know how many stores.
I was going to say, because I know they're
so
not just
everything is shipped, and I know it's in their warehouse and going out as we speak.
I wish we had Publix here.
I know, Publix is great. Maybe one in Germantown coming up.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
We also just added product on the TikTok shop.
Yeah.
So that's another way to get our product. Also just added the new glazes and the comp sauce and all on Amazon. Or in the middle of adding it if it's not already there. It is there now.
I was going to say,
it is there.
I think it is
That's
there.
right. It is there. So all of that. And so if anybody knows any retailers, and I need to get a list of the new mom and pop shops that's all come up.
Yeah.
As well, to start throwing those out there. But if you go to our dealer locator on our website, put in your zip code, you can see all the local places that has it for sale. All the local places are on there whatsoever. So please check them out. Of course, Academy and Lowe's has it as well. And
Shields
Outdoor up north, yes.
Love Shields. That's another thing I wish we had here too.
Yeah, Shields is great. Great store. They have the largest and best gun selection out of any outdoor store that I have ever been in.
And they have Ferris wheels.
Ferris wheel or an ice rink or
bowling
alley or something.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Shields is, I don't know, they have a crazy barbecue section. They've got everybody's product, and they've got every sauce, every glaze, everything. It's like aisles of stuff. All these grills, and I walked through there last time when we were up there a few months back, the accessories. Yeah. And then they've put in all these high knives and stuff like that. So they have Shuns and Victorinox and just all kind of incredible displays of stuff. I mean, some of the stuff I hadn't even never seen before or heard of, the barbecue gadgets. I'm
surprised that I know that they are constantly expanding because we get alerts when they're adding new stores, but I'm really surprised that they haven't expanded faster just because it is such a great store.
They have their training program is really unique. You know, I go up every year and they do this brisket boot camp and kind of train their associates on all this, and so it's really unique of how all that happens, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, talking about that, what we have not done in a while is answered any mailbag questions.
We have not. All right. We'll look at, I think they picked a few for us to look at out of the ones that were submitted, so I have not looked at these yet. As a competition cook, are you worried about fat cap up or down when you're just cooking at home? Also, what do you prefer? And that's, oh gosh, I hate trying to say this stuff. Koki Cabano on YouTube. I probably said that wrong.
Well, he said as a competition cook, are you worried about fat side up or down when I'm just cooking at home? I can tell you when I'm just cooking at home, to eat a Boston butt, I don't trim the fat cap off.
Yeah.
If in some videos I trim it off just to show people, I like scoring it sometimes. I know that don't do a lot to it, but at least you get it a little more rubbed down. I
feel like you always do that at home.
The little cubes. I kind of a lot of times I do score it.
I think you pretty much always do that.
I never really take anything away from it.
Very little, like unless there's just something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't usually trim much at all on stuff that we're just using for eating.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no need in it. If I'm cooking on the drum, I've tended to start trimming down some of the fat off of it just to not get it as as dirty and smelly with the fat dripping on the coals.
Dirty and smelly.
Well, you know what I mean? That kind of fat burning smell
Yeah.
on a drum. I want to take some of that off. I don't want it that thick on it. I want a little bit left on it, but not enough to really get it where it starts burning, because it will do that on a drum.
All right.
So, and
what do you prefer is another question he had. Do you have a preference, really?
Well, straight
At
up,
home?
that really don't matter to me, the fat cap, because I'm usually going to rake it off anyway.
Yeah.
That's just a barrier. And so a lot of times leaving it on there, whether I just leave it untouched or I score it, I cook it fat side up. Cooking something fat side down, the fat always sticks to the rack of the grill. So I don't want to have to clean my grill grates or racks of my grill or whatever surface I'm cooking on any more than I have to. And so there's no need in letting that fat stick to it. And so that's why I cook it fat side up.
All right.
At a contest, cooking it, taking it all off and shaping for your money muscle
Yeah.
is really what you need to do. But at home, no, forget all that.
All right. Do you have a good luck token or charm that you've carried with you over the years?
Well, yes. $2 bill, of course. I've got a...
Thought you were going to say me.
Well, and Candace, she is a good luck charm. Unless we're at the casino and I need her to leave me alone. Then, yeah, you're not allowed around me.
He does make me walk away at the casino, unless there's that one thing we both play at the same time. But
Baccarat.
yeah.
Yeah. That, I've been given coins, certain things. I used to be really superstitious about wearing
Shoes.
the same shoes till I just wore them out. Man, those shoes won me a lot of money.
I don't feel like there's anything you always just make sure to have with you per se. I could be wrong.
A
Unless
V8.
Oh, that's not a good luck charm. It's just because you're thirsty.
Yeah, I really don't have that of a good luck charm. I mean, $2 bill maybe.
I don't feel like you.
I keep $2 bills with me.
Yeah, okay. So that's your answer.
Yeah.
Final answer. All right. Next, my briskets come out inconsistent. Perfect point, but my flat dries out. I'm using a custom 60-gallon smoker, cooking for about 8 to 12 hours at 275. I do wrap it in butcher paper once it gets to 160, then let it go to 204. What am I doing wrong?
Well, I would first have to ask what type of brisket he is cooking. Is it at least a prime grade, or is it a choice, or what? And I'm going to guess he's probably cooking a choice, which means the flat is going to be very thin when he trims it down like that, and which is going to dry out at 275 at that long. If it was a choice and that's all you can get, I would recommend injecting, because you're going to impart some moisture and some phosphates to help retain that moisture. And just be sure when you wrap it up that you're wrapping in something, that foil is fine, but
He
put
said
a little more beef tallow
butcher
in
paper.
it. If he's going to use butcher paper, I'd probably smear a little more beef tallow in with it, just to help at the time. But I'd really have to know more facts about that before I answered it all the way 100%. Like, was it prime? Was it choice? How was the flat facing the fire versus not? Was the point facing the fire? I need to know all that type of stuff.
Well, we don't currently know that, so.
That's right.
All right. What's your biggest failure that turned into a walk?
That's easy. South Haven Springfest. No, it wasn't Springfest. Yeah, it was Springfest.
It was.
It was Springfest. South Haven Springfest. I don't remember what year, a while back. Several years back, 8 years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
I don't know, honestly.
I was cutting the brisket, and it had a fat vein down the middle, and it kept breaking in half, which I had two little pieces of brisket, and it kept breaking in the middle. And I was like, I'm not turning it in. I sliced it, left it alone, because all of them didn't break, but they were starting to break in my hand. So I cut all of them and said, I ain't turning in brisket. And Candace told me to get out of the trailer. She made the box, turned it in, and it got a perfect 180 score. So, and we ended up having a rib 180 that day too.
We got grand or reserve grand.
We got grand.
I was going to say it was one.
That's the day we won both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last question. can you both tell us a little bit more about your story with Candace, how you two met, how long you dated, etc.?
All right. Well, I met Candace at the local watering hole that I was drinking at the time, a little local hole-in-the-wall bar. And I knew her parents, but I never knew they had a daughter.
That's the only reason I was there that night, was because it was my dad's birthday.
It was her dad's birthday, and she come in, and I walked in, and, of course, I knew everybody there but her. So me being the social butterfly that I am, approached her. And
like a hornet.
Huh?
I said more like a hornet.
More like a hornet?
I mean, I don't consider you a butterfly.
Well, I didn't sting you, did I?
No.
And so
not that kind of girl.
I actually asked you, did you want to go to another bar with me in Memphis that night? And you said no.
Nope.
And I said, well, do you want to do lunch? And you said, sure, tomorrow. How's that? And I said, all right, fine. And I picked you up, and we went to
I met you there.
Oh, no, you met me up.
Let
That's
some
right.
random stranger pick me up.
That's right. You met me there because I had laid out half the night that night, I remember, and I couldn't even get my truck out of the driveway.
You came in Pinky's truck.
I come in Pinky's truck. Sure did. And I met you at McAllister's.
You did?
That's right.
For lunch.
You had soup.
And that was in 2008.
Yep. And we dated for how long?
We got married in, 13. So, a while.
Yeah, wow. You finally told me to hurry up. But that was it. I met her because of her parents. I knew her parents. And so I met her because it was her dad's birthday.
And I knew nothing about barbecue. I had never been to a barbecue contest in my life. I knew nothing about it. I had never been to Springfest, even though I lived in the town. Like, I didn't live in South Haven, but lived close, local. Never been to Memphis in May. I had gone to Music Fest, but not barbecue.
A little bit different for you now, ain't it?
Well, it was a little different back then, too, when we were with a different team. And
yeah, that was a little bit of
it was
partying
a little
going
bit
on.
of a shit show.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Which one are you speaking of? Both.
The first one.
Well, maybe a little bit. The second one was no better. The third wouldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, they got
better.
They were better.
They got better. But that's how, Scott, that's how me and Candace met at a bar. She lingered into an old bar with her parents. So I was in that old soul place. The glory days.
I don't even know what that place is called anymore. It's still there. It's changed names so many times.
Yep. You over there reminiscing in your mind, ain't you?
About that bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured.
I had my 21st birthday at that bar.
Really?
Yeah. It was before I knew you.
Man. Well.
You're reminiscing
now
too,
that we're
apparently.
pondering over here, yeah, we are. We're gonna. That was a season 3 recap. We actually went a little bit over in season 3. We normally try to film about 20 episodes, and so we wound up with about 25, right, Jacob? Before we realized it with the way Memphis in May and kind of everything hit. So we're going to take a little break right now, kind of go on a little family vacation, or not vacation, take a break because of business and traveling and things like that. We're going to be back the beginning of July. So with some new episodes, and we're probably going to kick off with Will Hare coming up. I know he's going to be in studio soon. I don't know what date that will release, but he will be coming up, right? And we will be talking about him and Smoke Slam and all that, and kind of getting the down low on everything of how that went from a team's perspective and the winner. And for anybody else you want to see on the show, please let us know, email in or anything like that. And always any questions that can be asked, you can always check us on any social media channel. We'll see y'all guys next time in a few weeks on Shootin The Que.
Thank you for tuning in to the Shootin The Que podcast. If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media channels or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Leave us a review if you enjoyed the show. Until next time, keep shooting the Que.